Hello everybody, thanks for watching this video. Today I want to show you how some of my plant casualties from my April Ecuagenera unboxing are doing today. If you haven't watched that video, feel free to do so if you want to see in what condition these poor plants arrived at my place, and I can tell you it wasn't pretty. Now, there were mainly 7 plants out of 13 that were in such a bad shape that Ecuagenera replaced 6 of them for free. At the same time, I decided to hang on to the original plants, and today I will show you the result of that. Now, this is a picture of the first one. It's a Chlorospata korugata on the day it arrived at my place. And you can see it had 2 big leaves that looked more or less okay. Now, you have to know that this plant species is endemic to shady swamps in Colombia and is notoriously hard to cultivate. So in a way, by ordering this plant, I was clearly asking for trouble. And trouble I did get, because since then the plant got rid of both the original leaves, but then when I was about to give up on it, and out of nowhere it sprouted this beautiful big new leaf that you can see. Now, what I think happened is that by putting it very close to my humidifier, keeping the soil moist and giving it very medium light, I tricked this plant into thinking that it was back in the swamps. So all's well that ends well at the moment. Over to the next catastrophe. This sad stump, believe it or not, is supposed to be a Philodendron capetiolum. And this is a picture of when I got this plant. It had lost all of its leaves during shipping and looked basically like 3 chopsticks. But in the plant world, nothing is what it seems, because have a look at the plant today. Can you see that very green growing point on the stem? That's basically the plant telling me that it's alive. And what's more is that this funny Gandalf hat that the plant is wearing is actually about to burst open, and it's already revealing this healthy light green color of the new leaf it's gonna produce in the next couple of days. Now, Ecuagenera sent me a free replacement plant for this one, and on this picture you can see that the replacement plant arrived at my place looking like not 3 but just 1 sad chopstick. And once again I decided to keep the plant, and I'll show you what it looks like today. And although it's still not pretty by any means, you can see that also the replacement plant is showing clear signs of life. First of all, there is a very green spot at the bottom of the stem, and a little bit higher on the stem you can see a tiny but a very green growing point coming out of the stem. But that's not all, because the most obvious sign of life is that this plant is about to unfurl a gorgeous big leaf. And just have a look at that beautiful color scheme of brown, light green, burgundy red and dark green on this plant. I think that's just amazing. So this means that both the original and the replacement plant survived against all odds, which I think is quite incredible. Okay, now let's have a look at another ugly duckling. This is the Philodendron scotianum on the day I received it. The plant, of course, dropped most of these heavily stained and unhealthy looking leaves pretty soon after arrival. But have a look at the way it is today. There is still 1 original stained leaf left on the plant. That's the one that you can see here on the right. But since I got it, this plant produced this perfectly looking new heart-shaped leaf. And perfectly in the middle of both leaves, you can see that the plant is busy developing a 3rd leaf. By the way, you may notice that the petioles on this plant are actually quite fuzzy. Anyway, once again, holding on to the original plant, even though I got a free replacement, seemed to have been a good idea. Now, the next hot mess I got in April is this Philodendron Barrosoanum 5 that arrived at my place looking like 3 chopsticks, and on top of that a rotting growing point. Now, even though Ecuagenera sent me a free replacement plant, I kept the original one, and this is what it looks like today. One of the 3 original chopsticks has rotted, but the good news is that also this plant is showing clear signs of survival. The stem still looks bright green, and you can see that the plant has activated a node from which a new leaf is developing at the moment. Okay, we have one last problem child to discuss. This is the Philodendron pulchrum when I got it in April. It lost almost all of its leaves. Ecuagenera kindly replaced it, but look at the original plant today. It still has the big original leaf in the front, but on top of that it has produced several new leaves, and you might be able to see how very small new green shoots are even emerging from the soil. So this is yet another ugly duckling that just might change into a beautiful swan. That's all for today. I guess the message is that even though sometimes plants arrive clinically dead on our doorstep, quite often you can still resurrect them with some tender, loving care. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you feel like it. Have a nice day. Bye bye.